Hi everybody, it's Mia for GF Vegan Life and Juicing for the Win. Good to see you on day 23 of my juice fast, our juice fast if you've joined me. And no matter what day you're on, greetings and welcome. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about panic attacks and mood disorders and anxiety and depression. Again, I'm not a doctor, but I could tell you that I've been seeing a lot of reports all over everywhere talking about gluten intolerance and how it is linked to panic attacks and mood disorders. I'll give you my personal experience. I had really bad panic attacks for many years. It started in my 20s. I started having panic attacks at work, and I went to the doctor and they prescribed me Xanax right away. They didn't ask a lot about my history or anything else. There was no other real solutions. They just put me on Xanax. I started taking Xanax and I was like a zombie. As the years progressed, it became worse and worse, and it got to a point where I sought help, and I was diagnosed with complex post-traumatic stress disorder. If you're not sure what that is, look into it. It involves having episodes of panic attacks, in my case, that were so severe that I could not function. I had to call out from work for a few days, sometimes more than a week. It was disabling. I couldn't hardly talk. I couldn't hardly function. And it's really sad when I think about it, because I didn't really need to suffer like that. Now I know that. Then I didn't know that. I had a lot of different therapists that were diagnosing me with things that I didn't even have. They put me on the first version of Paxil, which I call Paxil. The withdrawal symptoms were so severe when I tried to quit after a year and a half, I thought it was going to kill me. I had the brain zaps of head Xerox sound and dizziness, and it was just horrible. After that, I was on Prozac for a while, Wellbutrin, all kinds of different antidepressants. And now they give everybody antipsychotics, whether they're psychotic or not. And thank God I didn't get any of those, like Seroquel and things like that. I finally decided on my own that I was going to quit taking antidepressants because it messed up my head so bad. And I'm naturally a very emotional person, and it killed my emotions. I wasn't crying all the time anymore in panic attacks, but I wasn't happy anymore either. I wasn't excited for anything. I was just flat. And then, right before I made that choice, I went to a doctor. He had me fill out a paper. He didn't know me. He hadn't had any sessions with me at all. Diagnosed me bipolar, which I am not. I've been to many therapists since then who are like, what? Bipolar? No. These are therapists that know me. And so I had a very traumatic childhood, and so that's where this all stems from. Plus, I had a long relationship, marriage that was really, really abusive in many ways. So this is how I got the post-traumatic stress disorder, because it was unchecked for so many years. So anyways, this doctor who diagnoses me instantly with bipolar, I mean, I guess everybody has that, right? He gives me lithium. He puts me on lithium. And my God, that was the worst medication I have ever taken. I was literally a zombie. And so I stopped taking that on my own after about a month. And okay, so fast forward, I'm still having panic attacks. My life is very good. I meet my boyfriend, my current boyfriend, Rob, and he's treating me like a queen. He's taking my shoes off for me because I've gotten so fat I can't even take my own shoes off. And I have back pain. I have chronic fibromyalgia pain all over my body. I'm dizzy. My legs give out. I fall down all the time, or almost fall down. He catches me. You know, things are really bad, but I start to have seizures, and Rob is the guy who's there for me. I was on medical marijuana for a while because I live in Oregon, just to help with the seizures, and also to help me sleep, because I would get restless leg syndrome, except instead of restless leg syndrome, it was restless body syndrome. If you have this, you know how much hell it is. And if you don't know, marijuana can help you instantly. I was having it over my whole body, and for those of you who haven't experienced it, it's like when you're laying in bed in summer and it's really hot and you're trying to lay still, but you get this building feeling inside you, and it feels like you're going to explode, and all of a sudden, you have to move. You have to kick your legs or something. Well, it was that way all over my body, and a lot of times it followed with a seizure. So yeah, I've been through a lot, and at this point I was still having panic attacks, no matter how good of a situation I was in and how emotionally, good I felt because of my boyfriend being so supportive to me and taking care of me, and time off work, not having to work, so that I could feel comfortable and peaceful, that I could recover. But I hadn't discovered juice fasting yet. And I owe that to the movie Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead. I really do. Joe Cross is really responsible for me changing my life. Without it, I may have never changed my life, unless I ran into the right people or something. But after my first juice fast, I noticed right away no more panic attacks. And I thought that was odd. I thought, how could something so simple as juice fasting take away my panic attacks? In fact, I didn't even respond negatively to any occurrences, any problems that arose between me and Rob. I would have freaked out before I had a panic attack, and this didn't happen. I noticed finally I was really stable. I could think good. I didn't feel like I was in a fog all the time. My pain lifted. I started walking better. My seizures went away. Everything changed when I started juice fasting immediately, within the first few days. And 30 days passed. I lost 30 pounds. I felt really great. And as soon as I got off the juice fast, I started eating food again. And one day I went to sushi. And when I eat sushi is not raw fish, by the way. It refers to rice. And I eat an avocado cucumber sushi, which is vegan. And I was eating my sushi and dipping it heavily in soy sauce, and not realizing that soy sauce has tons of gluten. At the end of the meal, I got up and I walked out of the place, and the whole world felt like it was being seen through a gray veil, and everything seemed distorted and confusing, and I felt like I was drunk. And I knew right then, gluten, because I'd been reading and studying about it the whole time. And so I quit eating gluten and started feeling better. And that's how I discovered that it was gluten. I've tried to eat gluten again several times, just because it's like, really? And so I try it, and sure enough, if I eat a tiny bit, I'm okay for the next couple days, still a little weird. But if I eat a lot, I'm totally screwed. My symptoms just start coming back. So as much as I attribute to juice fasting, super boost in nutrition, veganism, not eating meat, and other acidic things like dairy and animal proteins, all of it contributes, but gluten is a really big one. And I say to you today, if you have a problem with panic attacks, if you have anxiety, which leads to depression, if you have mood disorders and you can't understand why you're feeling so crazy and irrational, try cutting gluten out of your diet. Just try it 3 weeks or a month. And then try eating a lot of gluten again for a few days and see what happens. It's probably, going to help you. Even if that isn't the whole problem, it's probably going to help you. And don't believe me, look it up on the internet. It's all over the internet. There's all kinds of things that talk about people and their success stories, telling the same story as me, and also scientific studies that they've done and research that shows that it helped people to get off gluten. So I just wanted to share that with you because suffering from panic and anxiety and depression is the worst hell imaginable. And I care very much about all of you, and any of you who are feeling that, I don't want you to feel that anymore. That's not necessary for you to feel that. So I just want to share that with you today. And in closing, I'd like to say that if you do a juice fast and it really makes you feel terrific, and you get off the juice fast and you're doing everything right, but you start to feel dull and you start to feel, I don't feel as good as when I was juice fasting, do another juice fast. I'm going to be doing juice fasts for the rest of my life, and I'll just do them at intervals. And whenever I feel bad again after a couple months or after maybe 6 months, who knows how long it'll take, but if I don't feel good again, then I'll just juice fast again. It's just a maintenance thing. It's great. It's really true. It's like it's a reboot. So don't worry about not getting enough protein, and don't worry about not getting enough nutrients, and don't listen to the haters. A lot of them are misinformed. They're not living it. They're not walking the walk. I am. I've done 3 30-day juice fasts and 1 138-day juice fast, I think it was, and then now I'm on day 23. And I feel better than I have felt in years. I feel better than I've felt since I was a child. Do I look unhealthy? I mean, you may say, oh, there's hidden problems, but I am. I am healthy. I am strong. And I want you to be too. I want you to live your life to your full potential, and I want you to have energy and vitality and youth, and I want you to feel good. And not all of you can go 100%. Some of you have problems that might never go away. You might have medical defects, or you might have situations that don't allow you to get to your 100% what you should be as a human being, but it doesn't matter. Juice fasting helps you be your best no matter who you are. So that's today's subject on Juicing for the Win and Geovegan Life. You guys, if you want a shirt like this, please let me know. I'm going to be making some more of these, and sure, it's going to cost you, but if you want a shirt like this or the other Vegan for Life white t-shirt that you saw in my earlier video, send me a personal message letting me know, and I'll try to let you know what the prices are and where you can get them at. So right now it's just kind of still in the making. We're experimenting with some different shirts. So alright, I love you guys. Remember, I'm doing it and you can too.